Hi everyone! For today's handwriting video, this is the first in a series of our cursive writing that we're starting. So we're going to start with some diagonal joins today, and we're just going to take it slowly and practice really neat joins. We want to focus on where our letters are sitting. We want to focus on making sure our joins are really nice and neat and not picking the pen up off the page when we're doing our joining. So first of all, let's get started. We're going to start with some diagonal joins that are nice and simple. We're going to start going from A to N. So these diagonal joins are joins that go up. So I'm just going to show you, you might want to watch the first few before you give it a go. Just as a reminder, if you haven't done a handwriting clip for a while, we want to make sure we're starting at this dotted line here and our letters are sitting on the solid line. So if I'm doing an A like this, and we're flicking our A at the end, and this is where our join will be. If I were doing an N, it would be like this. Now basically when we do our diagonal joins, instead of lifting our pen here, we would just go straight to the N. And this is going to take a little bit of practice, so don't worry if it doesn't look neat straight away. Okay, so I'm going to do my A, I'm going to come up, and then I'm going to do my N. And that's how it should look. So you can see I've got a little loop, a small loop here to start my N. I'm going to do that again. And then a little loop. All right, maybe watch one more before you give it a go. A, up, N. Try not to get really big joins between your letters. What I don't want to see is this. Can you see that the join is just too long? We don't want to see that. We want to see nice close joins that are nice and neat, because these will be whole words that we're going to be joining together. So an, but then eventually it might be that you're going to do another word like any. So here, if I were to do any, that's what it would look like. So I came up and then I did my Y. I'll do that again. And Y. Beautiful. So what I'd like you to practice now is going from A to N and then from A to N to Y. So depending on how you find this A to N, you might like to do a whole row, maybe 2 lines, and then go on to any. I'm going to do a few more just so you can keep watching and get in the groove. So even try and make sure your Y is sitting on that line nice and neatly. Feel free to take a pause here and have another practice, see where you're up to, and then we'll keep going. Okay, so hopefully you've got a few lines of an and any, and you've been practicing those diagonal joins. The next join we're going to try is a diagonal join to E. So I'm going to start off a bit similar to our ands and our any's. I'm going to start off with the word me. So then that way we can go from an M to an E. So just a reminder, an M looks like this, and our E like this. And when I want to join them together, I've got to make sure that they look still exactly the same. I'm just adding the join. So you can see how important it was that we learned to do those flicks at the end of those M's, because now we are joining them with our E. You can also see how important it was to learn to get our E in this first third. We don't want to be coming up to that next third there. So to stay within that dotted line. Feel free to take a pause if you feel like you need a little bit more practice with me. If you're feeling good, I'm going to go on to another word. So we're going to add on to me and we're going to make it men, just purely because that's nice and easy. We can join the E to the N. So you're going to see another join. So I'm drawing my me, writing my me, and then I come up and I do my N. I might give that a little bit more space. That one wasn't my best. Me, men. That was a little bit better. I had to leave a little bit more space for my E join. Try it again. It really just does require some practice to get it perfect. Some spaces are going to be shorter, some are going to be a little bit wider. That's okay. Doesn't have to be perfect at this stage, we're just starting. And again, feel free to pause if you feel like you need a little bit more time. All right, hopefully you've practiced some me's and some men's. What we're going to try now are some joins to S, which are a little bit tricky because we're going to join to S and we might try joining from S as well. So just a reminder with S, if I was going to write us, that's how I would ordinarily write it. But there's something a little bit different we're going to need to do when we join to S, and that is we're going to do our join and then we're going to bring our S back down without lifting our pen. So have a little watch of me, and again, it's okay if it's the first time. It's not going to be perfect. Mine wasn't perfect just then. Try again. Okay, that was a little bit better. So we bring the U up and back down to create that join. Again. So you can see I'm having to retrace the first bit of my S. So up and retrace. Up and retrace, and you do get the hang of it. I feel like I'm already getting better just practicing it. Up and retrace. Up. Now the whole point of cursive is that it's quicker for us to write. That's the aim anyway. It might not be quicker at the start of you learning cursive, but eventually it will get quicker. And the aim is we don't want to pick up our speed if it makes it really messy. We want to make sure we're really, really neat and we're building the skills to be really neat writers, and then we can pick up the speed when we're really confident with our handwriting. And then eventually when you pick up the speed, it's going to be quicker to write in cursive because you don't have to pick up your pen. All right, now, so just to finish off, we might try joining from the S now to the E and changing this word us into use. Now again, there's a little bit of retracing that happens, so just watch carefully. I'll go slow for the first one. So I retraced for the S and then I come up, and you could see I retraced a little bit for my E. I'm going to show you that again. Up, retrace, and then retrace a little bit for my E. Again, keep everything in this first third. Up, retrace, and retrace for my E. Up, retrace, retrace for my E. Try again. And again, feel free to pause it. If you feel like you need to pause, go slower, you can slow the clip down. I don't mind, whatever you want to do. When you're finished, you might like to have another go at some other words using some of these letters, these diagonal joins. or you can finish off there. And you might like to underline or circle the ones that are the neatest, the ones that you found that you did your best in. If there was anything that was really tricky, you can try that again. Hope you enjoyed the clip, guys. I'll see you soon.